Did you know that Zeus, the mighty king of the Greek gods, isn't most famous for his thunderbolt, but for his cheating? That's right. While he ruled Olympus with lightning in his hand, he spent most of his time chasing lovers. And trust me, the list of his affairs is so long, it makes modern celebrity scandals look boring. Intro, welcome back to Myth Uncovered, the channel where we bring the legends of the past to life. And tonight, oh, you're in for some divine drama. Because when people think of Zeus, they imagine the supreme god, the ruler of Olympus, the wielder of thunder and lightning. But behind that majestic image is a god whose reputation isn't built on power alone. It's built on scandal. Here's the shocking fact. In ancient myths, Zeus had more than 100 lovers and fathered dozens upon dozens of children. Gods, demigods, heroes, and even monsters. So many of them can trace their bloodline back to Zeus. So tonight, let's dive deep into the love life, or rather, the endless affairs of Zeus, the original scandal king of Olympus. Chapter 1. Hera versus Zeus. Now, let's start with his official marriage. Zeus married Hera, his own sister, who was also the goddess of marriage and family. Ironic, right? The goddess of marriage being married to the most unfaithful husband in mythology. On paper, it was supposed to be the perfect divine couple. In reality, it was chaos. Zeus cheated again and again, and every time Hera found out, she didn't punish him. Oh no, she punished his lovers and his children. Take Hercules, for example. Hercules wasn't guilty of anything, he was just Zeus's son with a mortal woman, Alcmene. But Hera despised him, and she made his life miserable from the moment he was born. She sent snakes to kill him in his crib. She later drove him mad, which caused him to commit terrible acts that forced him into his famous 12 labors. So really, Hercules' suffering wasn't because of monsters. It was because of Zeus's cheating and Hera's revenge. Their marriage was less happily ever after, and more endless drama. Chapter 2. Divine Affairs. But Zeus didn't stop with mortals. Some of his most famous lovers were goddesses. With Leto, Zeus fathered the twin gods Apollo and Artemis, two of the most powerful Olympians ever born. With Demeter, the goddess of agriculture, he fathered Persephone, the queen of the underworld. With Mnemosyne, the goddess of memory, he spent 9 nights in a row, and from that came the 9 muses, the divine inspirers of art, music, and poetry. And with Themis, he fathered the Fates, the goddesses who controlled the destiny of mortals and gods alike. Basically, Zeus wasn't just building a family. He was building the entire structure of Greek mythology through his affairs. Chapter 3. Mortal Affairs. But perhaps the most scandalous were his affairs with mortal women. One of the most famous was Danae. Her father locked her away in a bronze chamber because of a prophecy. But Zeus, he slipped in, literally, as a shower of golden rain. And from that union, the hero Perseus was born. Then there was Alcmene, a mortal woman whose husband was away at war. Zeus disguised himself as her husband, tricked her, and from that came Hercules, the greatest hero of Greece. And don't forget Semele, a mortal princess. Zeus fell for her, and when she asked to see his true divine form, he revealed it. Blinding light, fire, thunder, and she died instantly. But before she died, she was pregnant with Dionysus, the god of wine and ecstasy. Zeus rescued the unborn child by sewing him into his thigh until he was ready to be born. It's wild to think about. Half the legendary heroes of Greece existed only because Zeus couldn't stay faithful. Chapter 4. Zeus, the master of disguise. Here's where it gets even crazier. Zeus didn't just pursue lovers, he transformed to get them. He became a swan to seduce or assault Leda. And from that story came the birth of Helen of Troy, the woman whose beauty would cause the Trojan War. He became a bull to abduct Europa, carrying her across the sea to Crete, where she gave birth to King Minos. He became an eagle to steal away the beautiful youth Ganymede, who he made the cupbearer of the gods on Olympus. And of course, the famous golden rain disguise for Danae. Imagine the creativity. If Zeus had a Tinder bio today, it would read, likes long walks on Olympus, turning into random animals and fathering legendary heroes. Chapter 5. If Zeus lived today. Now let's play a game. Imagine Zeus living in our modern world. You'd see headlines like, Zeus caught cheating again, Hera storms out of Olympus in jealous rage, another demigod child discovered. Number 78. This week, social media would explode. Hashtags like Talk Me Your Zeus scandal and Olympus drama would be trending every day. Hera would probably have her own reality show, Keeping Up with the Goddess of Marriage. And Zeus? He'd be the star of every gossip magazine, with paparazzi following him in swan and bull form. In short, Zeus wasn't just a god. He was the first celebrity scandal machine. Chapter 6. The Numbers Don't Lie. Ancient storytellers tried to keep track of Zeus's lovers and children. Some counted over 50 partners, others said more than 100. His children, at least 70 named in myths. From gods like Apollo and Artemis, to heroes like Hercules and Perseus, to kings, queens, and even monsters. Zeus wasn't just a king, he was the founder of half of mythology. Chapter 7. Hera's Wrath. Hera might be the goddess of marriage, but she spent more time plotting revenge than celebrating love. She chased Zeus's lovers across the world, cursed them, and tormented their children. Io was turned into a cow. Semele was burned alive. Hercules faced impossible trials. Zeus cheated, but Hera made everyone else pay the price. Chapter 8. Political Power Through Love. Here's something you might not realize. Zeus's affairs weren't just about lust, they were about power. By uniting with goddesses, titans, and queens, Zeus strengthened his control over Olympus and the mortal world. Every child became a link in his divine family tree, tying all of Greek mythology back to him. In a way, Zeus ruled not just with lightning, but with love affairs as political strategy. Chapter 9. How Artists Told the Story. From ancient Greek pottery to Renaissance paintings, artists never stopped showing Zeus's scandals. You'll find him painted as a swan with Leda, a bull with Europa, golden rain with Danae. His affairs weren't hidden. They were celebrated, criticized, and immortalized in art. Even today, Zeus is remembered less for thunder and more for passion. Chapter 10. Legacy of a Scandalous God. So what do we learn from all this? Zeus wasn't just the god of thunder. He was the god of drama. His affairs shaped myths, created heroes, and filled history with divine soap operas. And if Zeus lived today, forget the thunderbolts. His scandals would dominate every headline, every trending hashtag, every gossip show. If you enjoyed this dive into mythology's greatest scandal, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Because myths aren't just ancient tales, they're humanity's very first reality show.